Hey everyone. I'm been trying to figure out why this pond is not settling and why after like 8 weeks it's still like muddy and murky. Okay, so about 8 weeks ago, I dug the left half of this going that way down from it was a depth of I think about 2 feet. I dug it down to about 4 feet. And I kind of expected it to settle after about 2 weeks because that's what I normally observe with like bodies of water. Okay. And it hasn't. It's been 8 weeks and I still got this muddy, murky water. So I've been trying to figure out what's going on. And what I noticed earlier is like I saw like a plume of like mud coming up out of like a spot. And apparently there was like some type of activity going on I don't know if it was frogs or fish under there. But the water was just like being disturbed, and there was just like mud coming to the surface. So I thought about it a little bit, and I think I know what's happening. When I dug up the half of this pond, right, the left half from this point going that way. When I dug up the left half, there was leaves at the bottom of the pond, right, that have been accumulating from years, right, off of all these trees that fall down there. Because what happens in the fall, they fall on the water, and then they'll lay on the water for like about a week or two, and then they'll settle into the water to the bottom. So what I think happens is that layer of leaves that settles to the bottom, it creates a barrier, right, between the dirt at the bottom of the pond and the fish activity above it. Okay, so when I dug down the bottom from 2 feet down to 4 feet, obviously I dug out the leaves in the areas that I dug, right, in about 50% of the pond. So what I think that did is that now that I don't have that barrier of leaves, so between the fish and the floor of the pond. So now when the fish are like swimming around, they're continually like kicking up dirt. Now you might say, well, what about the right half of the pond, right? Because this side over here I did not dig up. This was completely undisturbed. So why is this side muddy? Well, what happened is when I dug up the left side there, the dirt got like it spread throughout the entire pond, and then it settled on top of the leaves. So now when the fish are like moving around, they're like just kicking it up. So basically, that's what I think is keeping this pond perpetually muddy, and it's not going to stop until the fall comes, right? And then the leaves fall off from the trees, and then they create a fresh layer of leaves at the bottom, creating a barrier between like the fish activity and the floor of the pond. Okay, so I think that's the reason why this hasn't settled after about 8 weeks, and it just kind of hit me today because I was watching some activity. I'm like, why am I seeing I could clearly see that there was either a frog or a fish that was kicking that was creating a muddy area, right? Like a dish, like it was just like disturbing the water. And I'm like, why is it happening now? Why wasn't it happening in the past? And the reason is because in the past there was like a carpet of leaves at the bottom that was like, that was preventing it from getting as muddy. So they're my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think. Talk to you all soon.